What is up, guys? In this video I am replacing a water outlet pipe on my 2014 Chevy Cruze. It's a weird part. It's on the side of the engine and there's a little plastic part that leaks on it. If you don't know the story already, I was actually gifted this car completely free, and while it's a great car, there are some issues with it that we're trying to work out. So the next few videos are going to be about me fixing this car and getting it ready to do maybe some modifications. We'll see. But yeah, so far I have found that the coolant reservoir slash expansion tank, whatever you want to call it, is leaking coolant, as well as the coolant cap and this little water outlet pipe. It's common to leak on these cars. So we have all of the issues with this car that we're going to fix today. I'm going to walk you through the process of replacing this water outlet pipe with a brand new upgraded aluminum version, and then we're also going to replace the coolant reservoir tank with an upgraded version. They reinforce the little parts on the outside that are common to leak, and it won't leak anymore if you replace it with this. Start by popping off the map sensor plug and setting it aside, and then loosen the intake tube and wiggle it off the throttle body. Oh, the PCV's bad. There's a whole bunch of oil in the intake. That's not good. I was looking at an upgraded intake that's all ported and stuff, but that's a problem. That's probably why we have a leaky valve cover gasket. We are replacing this guy right here. Here's the new part. It's all metal. I got an upgraded metal part so that this doesn't leak ever again. I already took the intake off. It's kind of to the side, so I don't have to go to the bottom and remove it. There's some weird looking, I guess, reverse torque heads, it looks like. And I think I can use a hex. And it's got a little magnet in it. So I'm hoping this will work. It fits really well on the new bolts. So we're gonna try it. We gotta take these hoses off, and there's gonna be coolant that leaks out. But I drove my car until the coolant level dropped all the way down. So now's the perfect time to do it, so I don't waste any $20 coolant that you have to put in this car. But a good thing to tell, you can look in your intake, and if there's oil in your intake or in this tube right here, you most likely have a bad PCV valve. And there's 2 PCVs on this car, so you're gonna have to probably replace both of them. Took that off. And I'm going to get a little thing to catch coolant if I can. I got a little lunch container I'm going to put coolant in, hopefully. Alright, not too much. I'm taking the lower tube off now that goes to the lower side of the radiator. Oh no, that's the upper side of the radiator, my bad. Well, just got coolant in my eye. That felt good. Alright. That was the hardest one I've ever done in my life. I put a bin underneath, so I'm just going to put the hose down so that it leaks into the bin. Alright. That worked almost exactly as planned. I like it. Oh wait, we're going to have to... There's a plug. It's hard to see, but it's the plug that goes to this guy right here. It looks like you pinch it and pull. Yep, pinch and pull and it's out. Heater hose right under the throttle body that you have to take off. It's the one that goes on this guy right here. Alright, I got a paper towel under there. Let me just pull this guy off. I think I'm gonna get a ratchet with a thing that connects to this. I think that's the easiest way. Alright, here's what it looks like. And there's 3 bolts you need to take off. Well, that's gonna leak. Sorry, Mom. When that stops leaking out of the hole, we're gonna clean it. Make sure there's no dirt on the mounting surface, Then we can put our new guy on. The new one looks like this. It's gonna go in just like this on the side. Mine comes with new ones, but they don't stay in like the plastic. So you're gonna have to be careful putting the bolts in. You don't want to lose them. Putting the top one in first. The other two guys. Okay. Looks like we're all set. So now we can tighten it down. This is really simple. You don't want to tighten them all the way at first. You want to make one a little snug, make another one a little snug, and keep going from there. Because you want the gasket to seat properly. Now we can plug our little connector in right here. We can connect this lower tube again. Then we can put the top hose on. Right, top hose is on. We can put this air hose back on. Plug it back in. You want to hear the click, and then you can push this locking mechanism forward so it doesn't come loose. And then there's one more that goes here, but I'm gonna wait for that because we're doing the expansion tank as well. Yeah, this comes with a new tank or a new cap, so that's great. It looks like they reinforced the plastic with the metal tube, so that's really cool. Well, it looks like it clips in at the bottom, and there's two clips on the back, so it's not too bad to do. The only thing you really need to worry about is if you can get your channel locks on the clamp to get this thing off. Alright, that one's off. Looks like we gotta take this clip off right here, probably with a screwdriver. Yep, I just used this bolt for leverage, took that clip off, and it looks like it comes out into the side and it twists. So you gotta pull it this way and twist to get it off. Alright, and it's fully disconnected now. Well, our new part is missing this top piece, so I'm gonna have to reuse this. I guess that's what people were saying, the O-ring in here, they had to replace. Maybe if we're careful, we can preserve it. Oh no, it comes with an O-ring, okay. You just have to replace this plastic piece with the old one, because it's not the same. New O-ring right here. I think the O-ring goes on the bottom here like that, so that it seals, and then this clip goes in this part. Yeah, that's how it goes. Okay. That's good. And now we can just put this clip in. Now we can put the hose on. I'm gonna try to. Alright. And it's removed. I want to see where it was leaking from. Looks like it was leaking from somewhere right here. Not exactly sure, but it goes in like this. And then you put your clip in right here, and she's all set. And then all you need to do is put these clamps back on. That clamps on, and then you put this guy on. There we go. You might have to finagle that around a little bit, but it's supposed to here. Put that in, and you should be all set. Should be good to go. Just gotta fill it up with coolant and burp the system, I guess. Alright, we're gonna fill this guy up. I'm using GM Vehicles coolant, which is you're supposed to use this for your car. I'm assuming you can use the universal one, but alright, the excess coolant that we dripped is kind of, it's burning off of the exhaust, and we're gonna let it warm up a good bit. And you want to watch your coolant level, make sure your coolant level stays high, and you want to burp the system a little bit, so you squeeze it a little bit. And we're gonna keep that cap off until the heat is blowing hot. The fan turns on at least once or twice. I think that clicking sound is due to the PCV valve, because it's pushing past the pressure, I guess. Alright, it's just the same process. Just wait for the fan to kick on. Twice is more than good. You just want to make sure the thermostat opens and there's no air in the system. Mine is really clicky, I think, because of the PCV valve, so I'm going to do that next. And I'm going to watch that lower hose there, because you want to make sure you feel under all the hoses that you put on, so you make sure nothing's leaking out of them.